Welcome back to our Dream in the Woods. Continuing on the Barndominium build. Switching gears a little bit. Basically wrapped up inside. The plumbers have been in there. They are to a point where they can't really do any more. And the HVAC guys pushed me off another week, so they're not here for about another 10 days or something like that. And I'm switching gears to outside. First thing I want to do is start doing some milling, and I want to have enough material for the board and batten exterior siding milled up. I've got, I'd say, well over half done, but I have some more logs I want to mill up, and so I'll get to that today and tomorrow and maybe the next day and see how far I get. So let's show you what I got going on. So I'm not going to go through all the plumbing in depth, but that's as you come in. I wanted a hot and cold spigot on the outside, so I got one there. Also going to do a little filtration system, and my iron does have a little iron in it, so I think I'm going to put an iron filter in there. Venting, hot water heater, furnace, venting, shower, washer and dryer, sink, toilet, bathroom, all that stuff is all done. Venting pipes and water supply for the bathroom upstairs. They installed a vent pipe for the sink for the kitchen. So they snuck it out behind there and went out the wall over there. So that was nice of them. And all kinds of pipes up there in the crawl space. There is a lot of pipe up there, but they were pretty kind as far as storage went. I knew that that would be part of that gig up there, and I think it was nice for them to have. So, and then this is all the supply lines for that bonus bathroom. So yeah, I think they did good. A couple of things that I was not prepared for. I didn't realize that they would set the pans for the 2 walk-in showers, and I didn't have them here, so they're on order. And I didn't know that I needed to have these shower valves here, and so I went with mowing. That was kind of a last-minute run around to do that, but I think mowing's a good brand, and there'll be plenty of choices. And then I purchased a tub, just a regular tub for the upstairs bonus bathroom. I'm not going to go up there now, but they installed that too. Just a little miscommunication, and me doing it for the first time, just didn't know. So other than that, I think the rest of it went pretty smooth. They were pretty happy. Eric and I had to reframe one piece that I should have thought about, but I didn't. Otherwise, I think just reframing one piece is not too bad. And we'll see how the HVAC guys like what we did. That's next. So this is the little logs I got delivered. It is all Doug Fir premium logs, so those are all nice and straight without defect, 32 footers. There's 24 logs there. Maybe just slightly smaller diameter than the last load I got, but all good quality logs. And if you're buying logs for your sawmill, I would pay the extra for another $150 per thousand for premium logs if you can find them. These are logs that go to timber frame sawmills around here, and so they pay more. And so if you can source them, I think it saves yourself a lot of time trying to deal with logs that have defects and curves and such. So great load of logs. Have lots of plans for those. I had 8 logs that were left, and I cut those into basically a little over 10-foot sections. So I'll mill those all up for the nickel gap interior cladding that's going to go on. So Those are all, you need to see on average, just a little bit bigger logs. Those are going to saw super nice and super fast. So, but that's not what I'm looking at right now. These are all white pine. Well, first 4 logs are all white pine, and then a couple of ponderosa. So I'm going to mill those up. These 4 logs were standing dead. I think they're in great shape, so I get those milled up. And then my dad's been scrounging logs out there where he lives, and so he found another white pine that fell over on his neighbor's property, John, that's been out here helping several times, and so he loaded those up. And man, 3 super nice ones there for sure. So yeah, good looking stuff. So I'll unload those and mill those up. And then I think I need some more. I have some more white pine over here. But I think at that point I'll be pretty close to having what I need. So yeah, there's several white pine in that group over there. So anyway, lots of logs to mill up, and a beautiful day to do it. So a little more on that little logs. So it was 5740 board feet, and charged 600 a board feet. Or 700 a board feet. I paid $650 per thousand last year, so a little over 4,000. And then the logger got 1,205 of that, and then the trucking costs were $450, and then the landowner got $2363. So I wrote those checks to those guys, and then he gave me a per log scale. So then each board is numbered, or each log is numbered, and then what he scaled it at, and how many board feet were in each log. And so then that's kind of how you get the total of 5740. So almost 6,000 board feet in that little logs. I need to do some maintenance on the sawmill. I need to put this bunk back on. Went and got it welded, so it's back up and functional. You shift this bunk over so it's in line. It had been out of line about 1/8 of an inch. Switch over the blade lubricant to water with Pine Sol and a little dish detergent. Change the oil, change the air filter configuration. Make sure everything's square. And seems like there was another thing I needed to do. Oh, put some gas in it and all that kind of stuff. But and then maybe do a little organization in here. This is just any flat surface gets dumped on, so it gets dumped on and needs to be just tidied up a bit. So a little work before I can do it, and then I need to take this timber off. That was something I sawed for my dad, and we didn't really know what to do with that, so we left it on here, and now I gotta find a place to stash it. So beautiful day, already getting hot. Saw it's cutting good. Those are 6 boards there, 1 by 10. Nice, super nice, coming out good. And then 5 more over here with the bottom board having a little wane on it, but good yield. So 11 1 by 10s, and then I have a couple flitches over there that need to be, I'll probably just turn those into 1 by 3s for the batten. So question is, do I just do 1 more log and then try to batch all those flitches? Might save some time. So it is gonna do a lot of 10 foot material, 10 11 foot material, and I'm just trying to think about how to maximize my yield and time, yield to time ratio. So I think I'm gonna get another log. that looks great, Bo. Thank you. You're a big helper. Okay, watch out. I'm gonna put that board right here. Okay.
Scoot back by me.
Ready?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Pretty on this end. Like that flower.
Yeah. White pine grow like that. Their branches go off of one. See, there's a branch here and a branch here, branch here, branch here. They go on planes.
Okay.
So where all the other trees are just kind of random.
Mm-hmm.
The white pine specifically come off the same plane. So that just happens to be the spot. It's almost like you need to go get your dump truck. It's like teetery anyway. Sure a lot easier than using a PV.
Oh, the old days.
Those old days. So basically, I got another 10-inch wide by 13 plus cant. So now I can start peeling off 1-inch boards, and it's like simple with the scale. So I'll show you what the scale, how I cut these boards lickety split. So I made that last cut right at the 13 on the gray line. I guess that's gray. And if you follow it up, you can see the 1. And so that's to cut 1-inch boards. So I know that I have 13 boards, and the saw blade kerf is calculated in that. So I just go line to line to line all the way through to get my 1-inch boards now that I have a 10-inch wide cant. So it's good.
Where'd you get that again?
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
We'll put it down in the description.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description. I also use this quite a bit, but in this circumstance, the Buyers TimberTech AccuLift, it's very good for calculating things too. But in this instance, I just use this chart because I can come back time and time again. So I could use this, but when I get to this point, I just use that scale. So I don't know. It's like saw's running good though. It's nice. Out here the next day, I think I milled one additional log that last day I was filming. Butt log here, about 19 to 20 inches on the small end, another 11 footer. Should make some good lumber. I'm still continuing to pile these flitches up. Not sure if that's a good strategy or not. Sun was out yesterday, so I decided I'd just cover up those boards I milled, just kind of keep them out of the sun. I'll open that up as soon as I got some boards to go in there. A little cloudy today, but nice. Nice day. Little breeze. Supposed to be just under 70 today. looks kind of funny up on edge there, but there, that's cut down to a 10-inch chunk there, and then leveled out. Had to put 3 inches down here to level it out, and then nice and tight against the log stops there in that critical third cut or third rotation. So, and then I like to get good blocking, hold it nice and secure. Well, that one yielded 15 1x10s they're about 11 foot long. And then I think I got 3 or 4 flitches that I'm going to make 1x3s out of. So, yeah, adding to the pile, I think I had 51 in the pile, so I'm up to 66. All good looking stuff. I've been plowing through those white pine. I put the last log on the mill. Those two are a couple of ponderosas that I'd also like to mill up, but aren't the priority at the moment. So another sweet log here. Yeah, just all these logs have been milling really great. I'm up to 79 1x10s. So I think on this one I should be able to get maybe 14. That'd be great. So let's get to it. production is ground to a halt. I having trouble with the power head lifting, and it'll lift maybe a couple inches, maybe 3 inches, and then quit. And then if I let the engine run for a period of time, then it'll lift again. Actually replaced the battery today, but I'm not sure that was the problem exactly, even though the old battery was pretty corroded, and that was maybe just some maintenance fault. But I put a new battery in it, so now it's not lifting at all after running for quite some time. So I put the charger on it, see if that makes a difference. I don't know if the motor or the engine here has an alternator, generator. I don't even know what it looks like. Maybe that needs to be replaced. But I think that if put it on the charger helps, then I'll know that it's a power issue from the engine. That's the way I think of it anyway. So anyway, I'll leave this on for an hour and see if it makes a difference. And hopefully I can get this log finished up. What I really want to do is finish doing that big stack of flitches there. But not right now. So final tally, 92 1x10s. I think I need 72 to do one lower section, and then half that amount, so 36 to do an upper section. So knocking it out. Those are nice looking boards. Really happy with the way those logs are turning out the boards. A little concerned about my sawmill, and I think it's not juicing the battery. So I got the battery charger on there. I'll leave that on overnight, and then I call my buddy Josh from Buyers Timber Tech. He seems like he's super knowledgeable about that and approachable. So I'll call him and see what he thinks I should do. I know one thing he said, I should put a bigger battery, like a car battery, in there. And I was just trying to be fast, and so I got the same little battery that it came with. So anyway, we'll see what he says. I still didn't get to this whole pile here. I wish I would have. It's not good for them just to kind of sit here like this, but I think I'll cover them with some Tyvek, and I have to work 2 days, and then I'll be out here working on them. Well, I was glad to get some milling done. I don't know what percentage I am. I'm just going to mill all the white pine I have and then call it good and see where we're at. I think that'll be adequate with the amount of ponderosa pine that I have already milled. So anyway, we're getting after it. Lots of stuff going on. So my mind's going crazy. Beth and I went and looked at cabinets. I think we're going to put an order in for kitchen cabinets and the vanity for the bathroom on the lower floor this week, and countertops. And just I had aspirations to build all that stuff, time and energy. And if we ever want to move into this place, I have to do certain things like that. So still plenty of built-in cabinets for me to build in the future, but not those. So Besides that, lots of doors. I'm ordering doors. Yeah, we're going to pick up the nickel gap that we dropped off about 2 weeks ago. Pick that up this week. Yeah, anyway, we're getting after it. Appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll try to get to those as I have time. So anyway, catch you with the next video. Good night.